So, why Reversa? You've got a plethora of dermocosmetic products to choose from. Some super, super popular because they're everywhere. They advertise heavily. Their marketing budget is through the roof. But unfortunately, Reversa doesn't do any commercials. We don't do, advertisements. We rely on you. We rely on getting the word out. We rely on consultation. We rely on a sampling program, brochures, and the territory managers to boost awareness of this beautiful brand. Um, so why Reversa? Why would you choose Reversa? Why would you recommend Reversa? And these are just a couple of examples. And I'm sure there's many of you sitting out there going, why not? It's a beautiful brand. Well, I'm going to add to that. In addition to being a beautiful brand, it's a very easy brand to understand. We're very solution focused. We're very skin problem specific. Okay, our textures are smooth, they absorb readily into the skin, they're just very comfortable to wear. The results are quick, elegant, practical, easy to use packaging. The price point, you're getting this amazing product that gives you amazing results, but without having to dig really, really deep into your pockets. It's a very affordable brand, and you know that we go on line drive very frequently. And when we do that, you can easily get Reversa at least 2 to 3 times a month at 20 to 25% off. So it's a wonderful opportunity to recruit, to bring people in, because when we are on sale, we're even cheaper than some of those mass products that many consumers are using these days because they see those commercials on TV and they feel that, you know, this is the best product for them. But that's where you come in. That's why it's so important for you to give them other options. Okay. Also, very important, we are 100% vegan, 100% vegan and cruelty free. And all of our products are. In fact, we were one of the pioneers of vegan, cruelty free products in derm. And I don't think there's very many of us still. So this is another very important key difference between us and other brands that are that we're competing against. Also, 0% oil, paraben, and synthetic perfumes, green and clean direction, meaning we do our part to help reduce carbon footprint on the environment, and we do that in the way of reducing package size, reducing shipping, cardboard, and making our products recyclable as well. Okay. So why else? Well, we offer everything. We've got something for everyone, depending on your skin condition. These are just some of the more common skin conditions: wrinkles, brown, dark spots, acne, environmental stress defense, sensitive skin, dehydrated skin, mature skin. So whatever concern you have or your consumer has, we've got something for them. Okay. But again, this is where it becomes very important for you to know what products to recommend. Okay, but we've got something there for everyone. Like you heard me say earlier, the claim to fame for the brand and the way the brand sort of got its start is its philosophy was based on protection. If we're able to find a way to protect the skin daily, then we're going to be able to slow down the aging process and even maybe reverse the aging process. So the two main ingredients that we used at Reversa to launch the product into the industry more than 30 years ago was broad spectrum sun protection and glycolic acid. Those are the two. And those are two key words because they are the backbone of our brand. It's how we started. So please jot that down. Broad spectrum sun protection and glycolic acid. Very, very important to our brand. And I know you're probably sitting there going, but broad spectrum sun protection. Everybody's got that now, but not when we launched. We were the pioneers. We were the ones who recognized in the 1990s that sun protection was very important. Prior to that, people were baking. People were going out in the sun, they were burning, they loved the brown tan, the brown color they were getting from their skin. Sun protection was disregarded. In fact, I even remember putting baby oil and jojoba on my skin. And I mean, I was a teenager at the time, but we would even use tin foil to get even more reflection from the sun so that we would tan even faster. This was the 90s. And so this was revolutionary to be able to incorporate a broad spectrum sun protection into sun care that was virtually invisible, weightless, non-greasy, not sticky, and amazing under makeup. And this is the technology that we're using today as well, so that you're able to wear sunscreen comfortably every day, because we're exposed to UVA and UVB rays on a regular basis. More and more customers are starting to understand that, but still lots of work to be done. I'm sure you all have customers challenging you on, why should I wear sunscreen in the winter? I never go out. Or if I spend most of my time indoors, do I still need to put sunscreen on? And we get these questions all the time. And the answer is yes, you need sunscreen even when you're indoors, because as long as there's light coming through those windows, there is an exposure to UVA and UVB rays. So anyway, that's sort of what differentiates us from the competitors, that we were pioneers of broad spectrum sun protection. Okay, and it's in all of the products that contain sunscreen, this technology. Not all sunscreen products are broad spectrum protecting. Okay, broad spectrum meaning protecting from UVA and UVB rays. So keyword, broad spectrum sun protection. The other ingredient that I mentioned, it's also a keyword, is glycolic acid. So glycolic acid is synonymous to Reversa. We have glycolic acid in 60%, 70% of our products. Why? Because we believe it's an absolutely essential ingredient for all skins. Now, you have to determine which percentage is best for you. We have 4, we have 8, we have 10. But glycolic acid is a sugarcane extract. It's a natural plant extract that is an AHA, an alpha hydroxy acid, and its main purpose is to exfoliate, gently exfoliate the surface of the skin daily. So as you're using it, you're maintaining this luminosity, this glow, this brightness, and we're breaking down the lines, the wrinkles, and we're preventing others from forming as well. So AHA is great for restoring moisture, plumpness, revitalizing dull skin, reducing fine lines, helping to fade hyperpigmentation, and evening skin tone and texture. And so why not include it in your skincare regimen? It's just amazing. And the other thing I like about glycolic is it's consistent. You know, you can use exfoliators like physical exfoliators, granules, but if you don't push hard enough or you push too hard, it's not effective, or it can hurt your skin. But with glycolic acid, if you're using the right percentage at the right time, it's consistent. Okay, so it's a lot more consistent than physical exfoliators. Okay, now Reversas is very unique because we are not just putting glycolic acid into the skin. There are different forms of alpha hydroxy acids. And many customers will tell you that they've had reactions to alpha hydroxy acids. And you can see from my little chart here what differentiates us from the competitors when it comes to glycolic or alpha hydroxy acids is that we never reach the irritation threshold. And the reason for that is because our glycolic is encapsulated and it's time released. So instead of giving you like this harsh dose of glycolic acid, it's time released, which allows the skin time to get used to this new ingredient. Okay, so it's sort of, this capsule is breaking down in the skin gradually throughout the course of the application. The other thing is we've added arginine and allantoin, again, to help soften the blow. We know glycolic acid can be an irritant, so adding allantoin and arginine is what's going to help to comfort the skin, okay, help to soothe the skin. So minimizing the likelihood of irritation even more. So it's a completely different way of looking at glycolic acid. So if you've never used it before, try it. It's fantastic. Now, you notice in my little picture there that we have a 4%, we have an 8%, we have a 10%. Our recommendation is that if you've never used glycolic acid before, start with a product that has a 4%. And if you are comfortable, or once you have that comfort level, your goal is to increase your level to an 8 or a 10% glycolic acid, depending on what other products you're using, of course. Can you layer glycolic acid with other ingredients? Yes, you can, but if you're using high concentrations of vitamin C, like our 20%, we don't recommend you layer with vitamin C. At 20%. Our vitamin C is very strong, so I say no. Or retinol. I would recommend that you layer glycolic acid with retinol either, but it's fine with niacinamide. So if you're using our 10% niacinamide, you can layer them. But again, you kind of, if you're new to Reversa, keep that in mind, or if your consumer is new to Reversa, you don't want to throw too many actives at your consumer at once. You want to incorporate them slowly so that the skin has time to get used to it. Okay. The other wonderful thing about our products, since we're talking about points of difference, why Reversa, notice how we put the percentage of the glycolic right on the box, like right on the top of the box. Sorry, all the products I have on display here don't have boxes, but you can see in my little diagram, if you look on the top of the boxes, you'll be able to see what percentage of glycolic acid is in there. Even with our vitamin C, our Radiant C, which is super, super popular, our #1 seller, you'll see a 20%, but that's vitamin C. So we're very transparent when it comes to percentages, because it's important for the consumer to know what they're paying for. Okay, and that's another thing, that makes us unique, is that we're very, very transparent when it comes to actives, because that's what you're paying for. Okay, and the consumer needs to know what she's putting on her face. All right, so let's get into our product review now. And just a quick little reminder to please complete the survey at the end of the training. Territory managers are on the call, behind the scenes, answering any questions that you might have via the group chat. If you don't have access to the group chat, don't worry. Stay with us. At the very end, I'm going to share with you an email that you'll be able to use to access the survey. Okay, so don't worry, we got you covered. All right, we're going to start with retinol. So pure retinol. What is so special about retinol? Well, we talked about glycolic and that it's an exfoliator. We talked about how important broad spectrum sun protection is. Now we have this amazing product called Retinolist, and we've added nice high concentration of retinol in there. And why? Well, retinol is a natural cell turnover booster. So it helps to stimulate the turnover rate of cells. Okay, so you know that cells' lifespan is about 28 to 30 days. You know that the differentiation of the cell, so that basically means the amount of time it takes for that cell to be born and to come up, migrate to the surface of the skin, is about 28 to 30 days. Okay, now we also know that as we age, that process slows down. So the cell cycle is disrupted. And that impacts the overall quality of the surface of the skin. So if new skin cells are not making it up to the surface of the skin, then obviously your skin's going to look more dull, you're going to have more pigmentation, you're going to have more lines and wrinkles, and that's what retinol is designed to do. Retinol is designed to help get those healthy cells up to the surface of the skin. Okay, now can everybody and anybody use retinol? It does come with some side effects. It's another very active ingredient. It's basically a vitamin A derivative. It can make the skin a little red, especially if you've never used it before. You can get a little bit of peeling, some itchiness, some tingling, some photosensitivity. But taking all of that into account, our retinol is very unique because we wanted to make it easier for more people to enjoy the benefits of retinol. So our Retinalist cream, and I want to stress that it's a cream, it's not a serum. What I mean by that is you can use this alone as your moisturizer. It is a moisturizing treatment for the skin. It is retinol moisturizer. So I know that you're probably accustomed, because of what's on the market, to selling your retinol products along with a moisturizer. But in this case, you can still do that. If you want to layer this, you can layer it if you feel you need more moisture on top. But it wasn't intended to be used with another product on top. It's a moisturizer. And so it has 0.3% pure encapsulated retinol. The encapsulation, remember what I told you earlier, what are the benefits of encapsulating a very active molecule? Time release. So your skin has time to adjust. Your skin has time to get used to this active ingredient. So you minimize the likelihood of a reaction. In addition to that, we've added Tasmanian berry. So with glycolic, we added arginine and allantoin because we know we're dealing with a very active ingredient. With Retinalist, we added Tasmanian berry because Tasmanian berry plus Paradol 6 helps to soothe irritation and protect the surface of the skin. So yes, we're giving you a super high concentration of pure retinol. We know that there's a likelihood of irritation. So we've encapsulated it and we added Tasmanian berry and Paradol so that it minimizes the likelihood of irritation. So even people with more sensitive skins can actually benefit from our Retinalist. Additionally, hyaluronic acid to help plump and moisturize the skin. So it is a moisturizer. 98% of the ingredients here are natural. And the other thing is that it is sans, or it doesn't contain any BHT. BHT is an endocrine disruptor. It's an ingredient that's used as a preservative commonly with retinol products, and it has been linked to cancer. So many other, I'm not going to list them. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. You probably will be able to do your own homework on that one. But the bad ingredient you're looking for, I'll repeat it, is BHT. And it's actually listed as BHT. You can Google it, do your own research. It's an endocrine disruptor, and endocrine disruptors are or can lead to production of cancer cells. So bad ingredient, but often linked to retinol because it's used as a preservative for retinol. Okay, so look to see what other retinol products on the market have BHT. I guarantee you that at least 80% of them do. Okay, so we are BHT free. That goes for our eye cream as well, our Retinalist eye cream, BHT free. Okay, the other thing I want to add is I know everybody's on to this Yuka app. Everybody's talking about Yuka. Yuka is an app that many consumers are using to find out the rating of products and food items. Retinalist actually rates 100% safety. I think, as far as I know, because I have looked, it's the only retinol product that is 100% safety approved. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so if you are curious about retinol, Now you know what retinol does. Now you know how amazing our Retinalist cream is, and that it can be used alone as a moisturizer as well, or it can be layered. Okay. Now, do we recommend it be used day or night? Because there is a small chance of photosensitivity, recommend it more at nighttime, just to avoid any kind of problems, or just to avoid increasing the chance of a reaction if the consumer happens to spend long periods of time outdoors. Okay, but now's a great time, by the way, just because we're not exposed to as much sunlight, days are shorter, more time spent indoors. Now's a great time to treat the skin with retinol. Okay, so if you're wondering or curious about it, now's a great time. Retinalist Eye Contour, 0.05% pure encapsulated retinol helps to improve firmness, elasticity, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, but it also contains niacinamide. So if you're a niacinamide fan, or your consumer's looking for a face product that contains niacinamide, of course, we have our beautiful 10% niacinamide product, but she can't use that, or they can't use that around the eyes. So why not recommend Retinalist Eye Contour with retinol and niacinamide to help restore the skin's barrier, moisturize, and improve microcirculation. Also contains chaga mushrooms. So if your consumer suffers from puffiness and dark circles, this is going to help to reduce the signs of fatigue, and super hydrating. Oh my goodness, does it ever feel amazing around the eyes? Fragmented hyaluronic acid, shea butter to help moisturize, plump, and smooth the skin. And the other thing I love about this product is that it doesn't mess with your makeup. So as soon as you put this product on, you can put concealer directly on top without having to worry about creasing or pilling or looking dry or breaking down the concealer. It's beautiful under concealer as well. Okay, so that is our Retinalist family. Make your dream skin a reality with this amazing dynamic duo for face and eyes. We're going to move into Collagenique now. So Collagenique is honestly, it's a phenomenon. This product launched in 2020, almost 3 years ago, and it's just taken the industry by storm. It is one of the crowd favorites. We know our consumers are absolutely in love with this product. Basically, it's a product that moisturizes, but also its main goal is to stimulate your skin's natural collagen production. And we know that collagen production slows down as we age. In fact, collagen production slowdown starts in your mid-20s. And, you know, the sooner you're able to target those reserves and produce more collagen, the slower you'll age. I'd love to show you Collagenique, a little introduction phrase, an innovative cream that contains a complex of scientifically proven ingredients that help prevent and reduce signs of natural collagen loss. The appearance of fine lines, wrinkles is reduced, facial contours appear better defined, and the complexion is unified. This product contains no collagen. We are not putting collagen into the skin. No animal products, because most collagen is animal derived. Our product is not, and we're not putting collagen into the skin. We're stimulating the production of your own collagen. Our product is completely 100% vegan, cruelty-free, oil-free, paraben, and fragrance-free. We often get asked, what type of collagen is in there? There is no collagen in there. We're stimulating your own skin's collagen reserves. Okay, and how do we do that? What's in it? We have a couple of familiar ingredients. One is called Agefinity. Agefinity is a peptide that biologically mimics the action of your own collagen in the skin. It helps strengthen the cellular matrix so that your skin is stronger, plumper, fuller. This is going to result in the reduction of the appearance of face, eye contour, neck, and décolleté wrinkles, including tech wrinkles. Does everybody know what I mean by tech wrinkles? Oh my goodness, tech wrinkles are those wrinkles that you'll probably start to notice even as you get younger because of all the time we spend like this on our screens, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat. It takes its toll because when your face is down like this, what's happening? Gravity is pulling it down. Now you're young and you don't see it, but it's happening. And you need to slow that down because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you don't want to be that person that was affected by tech wrinkles. Okay, but it's coming, okay? And not to mention all the neck problems and back problems and posture problems. So keep the face up as much as possible, but massage collagen. So this is a product that even young women and men can use. Anybody can use this product. Also contains matrixyl synth 6. This is an ingredient that we're going to be talking about in part 2 because it's also in our corrective night cream. It's in this product as well. And it's one of the key ingredients. You've probably heard of it because it's not unique to Reversa. There are other brands that use matrixyl synth 6. It's an ingredient that stimulates the production of the 6 major constituents in the skin. That's a fancy word for the pillars that keep the skin propped up. They're the major pillars: collagen, laminin, hyaluronic acid. So it's a peptide that stimulates the production of these constituents within the matrix of the skin. So very, very important. We added koji stem cell to stimulate the production of the messengers that help to produce collagen and elastin. And we also added fragmented hyaluronic acid to give you that boost of hydration and moisture that you need. Okay, so great product. And again, anybody can use it. Younger skin, more mature skin, to really help with the collagen production so that lines, wrinkles appear much less visible, and it helps to prevent lines and wrinkles from forming as well. Then we have our newest launch, our newest innovation, our beautiful 5-ceramide and prebiotic, which is doing so well. So thank you so much for all the support. We launched this in September, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect because now is when people will start coming to you looking for more moisture. They're starting to notice that no matter what they put on the skin, it's just dry. Well, now you have something to recommend for them. The levels of ceramide in the skin decreases drastically with age, up to 40% after 30 years old and up to 60% at 40 and over. So the older you are, the more dryness, dehydration you'll experience. And this dryness and dehydration can also lead to a disruption in the skin's barrier, causing dryness, excessive dryness, elasticity, dullness, wrinkles, and even breakout, imperfections, irritations. So this is a product that is ideal for dry, dehydrated skin. It acts as a cocoon, a barrier, but it also intensely injects ceramides into the skin, helping to protect it from cold, wind, and even sun. Why do you need it? 5 different ceramides, 5, not just one. A lot of our competitors have 1 to 3 different ceramides. We have 5 in ours. Why? Because they provide long-lasting moisturization, improve the skin's barrier function, prevents dehydration, reduces the appearance of signs of aging. Dehydration is one of the first step to aging. You need to keep the skin moisturized. If you keep the skin moist, hydrated, you'll age a lot slower. It's one of the keys to slowing down the aging process. Prebiotics act on the skin's microbiota and promote the release of postbiotics to help reduce the visible effects of aging. Vitamin B12 prevents inflammation, helps to facilitate the healing of damaged skin. Hibiscus and Canadian seaweed extracts act as a barrier to reduce water loss, prevent skin dryness, accelerate water absorption, quickly restoring skin dehydration and preventing premature aging. And last, fragmented hyaluronic acid deeply hydrates, plumps, and provides firmer skin. So packed with amazing ingredients, 99% of which are of natural origin. So you can practically eat the stuff. But of course, we're not recommending that. So how are they different then? We presented Collagenique, we presented the 5-ceramide. How do you choose? You shouldn't have to choose. Honestly, if you ask questions to your consumer, you find out what their main needs are, what are your main concerns, the selection should be easy. And you may even want to recommend one in the day and one at night. Which one do you use in the day? Which one do you use at night? It's entirely up to you. Personally, I use the 5-ceramide because I like the cocooning effect in the winter. So I'll do that in the day. And then Collagenique is my miracle anti-aging cream. So I'll use that at night as an example, but I'm just one example. You need to ask questions to your consumer, but they definitely can use both products, but for obviously different reasons. You know, if your concern is lifting, plumping, firming, energizing, stimulating collagen production, Collagenique. And if your concern is cocooning, enveloping, protecting from dehydration, 72-hour hydration, plumping, soothing, this would be the one for you, the ceramide cream. Okay, so that's basically the difference between the two, but don't feel like you have to choose. You can definitely recommend one in the day, one at night. And if you're super, super dry, you can even layer them. Okay, so there are many options on how you can incorporate these two wonderful products into your consumer's skincare regime. Radiance Glow is a great moisturizer with a 4% glycolic acid. It's a nice way to introduce a consumer to glycolic acid if they've never used it before. And everybody wants glow. Every single ingredient in this product is designed to give the skin glow. It has watermelon extract in it. It's got a biopeptide that helps, that helps energize the epidermis. It's beautiful under makeup, by the way. It's got fragmented hyaluronic acid. I mean, I don't know if you can see this through the camera. Probably not. It just smells so beautiful too. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll put my hands up there, hoping that you can see, maybe within the light. It also has light reflecting pigments, so that instantly your skin has a beautiful glow. I don't know if you can see my skin, but I've got it on today. I don't use it every day because there's so many products at Reversa I love, and I often forget, you know, but every time I go back to I mean, I don't know, you've got to be able to see that. It's amazing. Anyway, Moringa plum extract, a very powerful antioxidant. You know, when you're protecting the skin from antioxidant, the skin just thanks you for it. Looks more radiant, looks more healthy, looks more youthful. So Radiance Glow it's packed with radiance. You want glow, this is it. I would recommend this product be at your makeup stations. When you're doing those complexion touch-ups for your consumer, under her foundation, under their foundation, try this product. It's beautiful. Or even mix a drop of this with foundation. Oh, gorgeous. You know, sometimes foundation goes on too heavy, or you're a little heavy-handed and you put on too much foundation. You just want sort of that natural, sun-kissed effect. You don't want too much makeup on. Mix Radiance Glow Moisturizer with a tiny drop of foundation. It's beautiful, just beautiful. Anyway, there's my little spiel. Also, we have eye care for puffiness and dark circles. This is a wonderful product that's really picked up a lot of momentum. We've been talking more and more about it, it's been flying off the shelves. Now, I do want to add that we are going through a little package change with this product. The original supplier of our packaging This packaging is no longer available, so we've had to make a change. So there may be a little bit of a dry spell while we make that transition. So if you're a big fan of this product, stock up. I don't know how long the gap is going to last, but there will be a little bit of a lull. But it's a fantastic product that helps to target puffiness and dark circles. It has an ingredient called ash tree bark, which is a natural antioxidant that helps to target darkness, fatigue, dark circles. It also contains niacinamide, again, to help protect the skin's natural moisture barrier. It's got organic silicone, not silicone. We don't use silicone in our product. Organic silicone stimulates collagen and elastin synthesis. Silicone, by the way, is the second most abundant element on Earth, and it's the third most abundant trace element in the human body. It's present in water, plant, and animal sources, but for the skin, it's optimal for collagen synthesis. So if you're concerned with lines and wrinkles around the eyes, you need to plump those up. And this is an amazing ingredient to help you do that. Also protects against dehydration. It's wonderful cold. So if you have the luxury of being able to maybe keep it in the refrigerator and applying it cold, it's just beautiful. And again, fantastic under makeup because it's so light and oil-free. It's wonderful. Okay, I know I'm running out of time motoring through, but we're getting into like some serious winners here in our concentrate and serum category. More and more people are starting to realize how important it is to incorporate serums and concentrates into your skincare regime. And it's so wonderful to see, honestly. When I started in this industry, it was an uphill climb to convince consumers to invest in a layering product, something to put on under their moisturizer. And now, more than 20 years later, yeah, I said it, I've been in the industry for many years. It's so beautiful to see that people understand them. But serums and concentrates have also come a long way. And what is the benefit of incorporating a serum or concentrate into the skincare regime? It's faster results, because molecularly, these products travel deeper. They're smaller molecules that give you faster results. They travel deeper into the skin, and they're more concentrated. That's why they're called concentrates, and also more targeted. Okay, so it's very important that you have a conversation with your consumer to determine which of these concentrates and serums are best suited for her skin's needs. We're going to start with our latest novelty, which is the 10% niacinamide concentrate. You all know by now that niacinamide is a beautifully rounded ingredient. It's B3. It's a concentrate. It's basically a vitamin B3. And 10% niacinamide is one of, if not the highest concentration of niacinamide that you can get. It is detoxifying, oxygenating, and moisturizing. And it helps to reduce dark spots. It helps to boost skin's brightness, and it helps to refine the texture of the skin. And these are things that I think every consumer has. Okay, maybe not all of them at once, but they can relate to one, if not all, of these skin concerns. And we are the pioneers of anti-spot. We started it all, and we're going to talk about our anti-spot products hopefully today in the next 10 minutes. If I don't get to them, then stay tuned, because I'll continue where I left off in part 2. But the niacinamide just will help to reinforce the benefits of all of those wonderful anti-spot ingredients that we have in our anti-spot line. But anybody can use it. And the way we recommend niacinamide be used is a preparatory formula. So it's so lightweight. It's like almost like water. And as a rule, you always put the lightest texture on the skin first, because that's the one that's going to penetrate the fastest and the deepest. So yes, this is a layering product. And again, that's basically what vitamin B3 does, is it helps to protect the skin's surface. It helps to strengthen the skin's barrier and refine the skin's texture. So it's a skin perfector. Okay, so if you have enlarged pores, you have spots, you have roughness, and you just want your skin to look like glass, beautiful, like porcelain. This is the product that you use, and you do see results. It's pretty awesome. Who can use it? Anyone. Anybody, even sensitive skins, can use Reversa's formula. It offers 10% niacinamide, which helps to decrease the production of melanin, reducing dark spots, increase fatty acid and ceramide levels to help maintain hydration and strengthen the skin's barrier. It stimulates collagen production, has anti-aging benefits, improves microcirculation, evens out the complexion, and it's an antioxidant to help protect against blue light-induced hyperpigmentation. It also contains 3 different peptides to help reduce melanin. It helps or works in synergy with the niacinamide to help reduce hyperpigmentation. It helps to boost skin's radiance. It reduces the number, volume, and depth of wrinkles. It helps to improve skin's immune response and protect against environmental aggressors, and it helps to prevent dehydration. So many wonderful benefits. Fragmented hyaluronic acid is in here as well. So it's not just niacinamide. We've added hyaluronic acid in there. So you do get some hydration, some boosting. And we added a witch hazel extract to help with detoxification. It helps to tone, tighten the pores, soothe irritation, relieve discomfort, and refresh the skin. So I think what's important is that you know that, we know that there's a competitor out there that has a 10% niacinamide. But again, what is the point of difference here? What makes us unique? I'm not that familiar with our competitor, but I think it's important for you to know what the main differences are, because your consumer will ask. The texture is different, the look is different, the feel is different. We have the 3 different peptides in there to help with all the other stuff: lines, wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, protection. We've got fragmented hyaluronic acid in there, and then we also have to detox the witch hazel water. Okay, so lots of wonderful key differences between ours and the competitors. And I believe price is also a point of difference. Biomimetic Regenerative Serum, 10 years younger in 28 days. Trust me, this stuff is awesome. Its main goal, it has epidermal growth factors in it. It's another peptide that your skin naturally produces, but slows down the production of as we age. So EGF is basically what we're mimicking your body's or your skin's ability to heal. It's a wound healer. Lines, wrinkles, any type of wound, even age spots, will be healed with biomimetic. Acne scars, it's anything. In fact, skip right into my before and afters. When we launch this product, we always get these wonderful little surprises, some before and afters from consumers who feel they need to share with us their journey with biomimetic. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There were so many. The first is an image of a young girl who got some blister burns on her face. And she tried a competitor's product for 2 weeks. And then that wasn't working. And she used our biomimetic, and look at the scarring is gone, and it happened instantaneously. The second diagram actually is from another store who, and this I believe was after 3 days of use, only 3 days of use, and look at the improvement on the overall look of the skin. The before and after is just astonishing. Everybody I show can't believe it, but I mean, we're not making this stuff up. And these pictures were not altered. So you can see how it heals the skin from within. 10 years younger in 28 days. That's what Biomimetic does. Okay. In addition, it's got natural biopeptides to boost collagen and elastin production, minimizes inflammation. So if you have redness, irritation on the skin, this is fantastic. Also helps to reduce water loss and strengthen the skin's moisture barrier. And by the way, that comes from cranberry extracts, and the cranberries are Canadian. Also contains 3B hyaluronic acid, 6 different forms of hyaluronic acid. So if you're a hyaluronic acid fan, as many of us are, how amazing to have 6 different molecular sizes of hyaluronic acid trickling into the deepest layers of the skin, because the small ones will penetrate deeper, the larger ones will stay on the surface and give you that instant plumpness. So we've got 6 different molecular structures. So you're getting hydration at a totally different level. And then we have Schwertia serrata extract, which helps to accelerate the production of keratinocytes, regenerating more cells, and helps to increase the thickness of the epidermis so that lines and wrinkles appear less visible. It helps with that sort of plumping action on the surface of the skin. It's beautiful. I know we have a lot of biomimetic lovers out there. Let's just keep that momentum going and recruiting new people, because once you get that consumer locked onto this product, they're yours forever. Guarantees that they come back, okay? It's a global anti-aging product. Anybody can use this product. Great for the lines around the mouth, by the way, as well. Two more products. So if you can stay with me for just 5 more minutes, I just want to review Hydromineral and vitamin C, and then we'll save the anti-spot products. If you can join us at 2 p.m., I'm going to go into all of the anti-spot and acne products in the second part. But I don't want to rush through the spot treatments because it's such an important part of our franchise. So just stick with me. I'm going to cover the last 2 concentrates, and then we'll go right into the survey so that you can move on with your day if you're not able to join us for part 2. First of all, so excited. In November, we had the wonderful opportunity to attend the Beauty's Best 2023 Awards and accept another award for Hydromineral Concentrate. Winner of the Best Clean Beauty Product of 2023. This is unbelievable because the year before, so in 2020, we won for Best Derm Product. So Hydromineral, as you can see, is just like a huge award winner. It's 100% ingredients of natural origin, but look at what it does. It's hyaluronic acid with it's 2 molecular structures. So you're getting hyaluronic acid on the surface and deep within the skin. So we've got fragmented, penetrating deeper, and then we've got sodium hyaluronate as well. We've got Canadian glacial oceanic mineral water. So anybody joining us from British Columbia, the glacial water that we use to extract all these wonderful minerals to help feed the skin come from BC. So that's another reason to love this product. Not just Canadian, but British Columbia. Also contains coconut water to help nourish the skin. Coconut water, I'm sure some of you even drink coconut water because you know how good it is for you. Malachite extract, I love this ingredient. It's what gives the product its color too. Malachite is a stone. It's a sort of emerald green stone. I'm sure you've seen jewelry made from malachite. It's got sort of like a black swirl in it. And malachite is very rich in copper. And copper is a very powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. So it's wonderful for on the skin to help boost the skin's radiance, but also to minimize redness and irritation, help comfort and soothe the skin. Also contains yeast extract to help fight against pollution and environmental stress. Rose water, which is toning, but we also know that rose water can be very soothing on the skin. And then panthenol, which is a moisturizer. It helps to protect the skin's barrier, almost works as like an umbrella to help protect the skin against environmental aggressors. So in addition to being extremely hydrating, it's food for the skin, it's anti-pollution, it's protection. It's so much more than just moisture. Don't look at it because it's blue. Oh, it must be hydrating. Yes, definitely. But it's also packed with wonderful minerals to help feed the skin, nourish the skin, and help the skin look younger and be able to protect itself from the environment. It's beautiful. And may I say that it's absolutely beautiful with another one of my favorites, Radiance C. I call these guys the dynamic duo, the peanut butter and jelly, the Batman and Robin, the salt and pepper. These two products together are absolutely fantastic. Love them. Wonderful way to link, sell. If your consumer is looking for vitamin C, and I hear it all the time, I don't think there's one visit that I'll do in a store where I don't hear a consumer asking for vitamin C. Everybody knows that vitamin C is another one of those essential vitamins that help do everything. You know, skin looks more radiant, aging slows down, it protects against the environment. So it's anti-aging, it's anti-spot, it's an antioxidant. But what makes Reversa's unique is that it's pure. It's 20% pure L-ascorbic acid, which is like squeezing oranges right into the skin. It's the purest form of vitamin C. So if you want results and you want fast results from vitamin C, this should be your go-to vitamin C product on the market. Pure. Now, what have we done to preserve it? Because what you know about vitamin C, or what we know about vitamin C, is it's very unstable. What that means is that when it's exposed to light, to air, and to water, it starts breaking down. So we took care of all of that. It's airtight. No air is in here. It's light proof. You can't get air into it and you can't get light into it, so it's perfectly preserved. And the other thing we did is we omitted water. So there's no water in this formula. You'll notice that the texture is very unique. And what we recommend is to sort of get over that. If that texture kind of bothers your skin a little bit, is to put it on damp skin. So when you come out of the shower, for example, as soon as you come out of the shower, put a few pumps, press it into the skin. Or maybe spray one of those sprays, or our micellar solution, wet the skin with our micellar solution ahead of time. Or my favorite, a pump and a pump. One pump of this, one pump of this, mix them together. You created a beautiful cocktail, and then just press it into the skin and your skin will thank you. You will see an immediate improvement in the skin. Just give it 2 or 3 days and you'll see your skin just come to life. It's like watering a dying plant. It's just wonderful. Promise you will love it. So that's sort of just some recommendations on how you can incorporate the Radiance C into your skincare regime. We often get asked, can you layer it? You don't have to layer this. The Radiance C actually contains hyaluronic acid. So you can use it as a moisturizer as well. You can use it alone. That's another wonderful benefit to our Radiance C. But still, I think many people still prefer layering with it. The only thing you cannot layer with this product is, like I said, be careful with glycolic acid because our glycolic acid percentages are quite high. Excuse me. Be careful with niacinamide because the niacinamide, our 10% niacinamide, can break down the efficacy of the 20% vitamin C. So be careful with that. I wouldn't recommend layering them. I'd recommend separating them. Okay, not because of the reaction that you can cause on the skin. We're not worried about that. We're worried more that the niacinamide will break down the efficacy of the Radiance C. So split them up. Don't layer our 20% vitamin C with retinol, like I mentioned earlier. So really try to isolate the Radiance C and use it, with a product like the ceramide cream, our 5 ceramide, or with Collagenique, or with any other product that doesn't contain high concentrations of actives, okay? But it's absolutely fantastic. So if you're looking for, and by the way, this is our #1 selling SKU, #1. It's our #1 product. So go to town. I mean, this is such an amazing money machine for your store. Always remember to have it in stock. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. The only thing I am going to say, though, is that I'm going to continue where I left off. So I'm going to present the spot products in part 2 because I ran out of time, but that's okay. And I'm going to just review a couple of expectations because we invest so much in training, my time, the territory manager's time, your store's time. And we want to ensure that you come to training, but then feel inspired to go back and sell Reversa. You know, the expectation is that you put your knowledge to the test right away. Go back to the stores and just start selling Reversa. Sell more Reversa. Recommend Reversa. You know, when consumers are coming with concerns, or if you even see them maybe buying something that you're like, why is she buying that? Recommend Reversa. We have something for everyone. As soon as you hear like keywords, like you hear your consumers say vitamin C, Reversa, niacinamide, Reversa, spot treatment, Reversa, retinol, Reversa. We've got the best key ingredients for your consumer to give her the best results. So please recommend more Reversa so that we can increase our Reversa sales in your store, and use Reversa as a way to recruit new consumers to Derm, because those are consumers that will appreciate your recommendations, see results, and come back and replenish. I promise you. Okay. And of course, keep learning. We have training. I mean, this is just the beginning. We're going to have training all through the year. Every month we have different topics. So please go on Eventbrite and book. Come and join us. In March, we'll be training. We'll start training on our new launch for spring. So please go on the Eventbrite website and book. And if you want even more knowledge, I've included the QR code to our virtual training manual, okay, that you can have at your fingertips. You can download it right into your device and have it at your fingertips whenever you need it, okay? And remember that line drives are opportunities to recruit new users, to link sell, because our price points are so low. That's your opportunity to say, you know what, since we're 20% off or since we're 25% off, why don't you try this with this? It's a great opportunity. It's almost like 2 for 1 when we're on sale. So great opportunity to link sell. Also a wonderful opportunity to contact your Reversa consumers and get them to stock up and boost sales. Boost your Reversa sales, especially during line drives. One of the hearts of the brand, it's like our claim to fame. When you ask somebody what do they know about Reversa, or what comes to mind when you think about Reversa, one of the things that we often hear is spot treatments. We are known for our spot treatments, our brown spot, acne spot, any kind of sun damage induced spots on the skin. We have a franchise of products that are all natural and gently target age spots, sunspots, and all, you know, whatever kind of spots you're dealing with, basically. There's 4 of them. We're going to, apologize again. I don't know why that's happening. There we go. We're going to start just by sort of listing some of the key ingredients. And you'll notice right off the bat that the ingredients that we use are non-invasive. They're not ingredients like chemical ingredients that can harm the skin. Traditionally, when age spots and sunspots were treated, they were using an ingredient that you may be familiar with called hydroquinone. And hydroquinone in 2019, just prior to COVID, was banned for use in Canada. And there were still some products on the market that were using hydroquinone, but since then it's gone and it's not being used anymore. But even prior to that, we never used that ingredient. In fact, you'll notice that on the packaging, we still state that we are hydroquinone free, even though I don't think there are any brands that are still getting away with using the ingredient. But we have other wonderful ingredients that we can use to help with brown and dark spot reduction. And you can see that the ingredients listed here all come from nature. Rumex is one of the key ingredients. We're going to talk about that in more detail. Vitamin C, derivative of vitamin C. Vigna and Aconitifolia seed extract or Vigna seed extract. Pea extract, Sephora angustifolia, kiwi fruit extract, and of course glycolic acid, which we talked about earlier in our first session, which is sugarcane extract. So all natural ingredients designed to inhibit tyrosinase. So what is tyrosinase? Tyrosinase is a reaction that your skin has to sun exposure. And it's when your melanocytes start to produce in reaction, sorry, I have like a little itch on my nose, in reaction to sun exposure, which is a natural reaction. So what happens when you're exposed to the sun is your melanocytes start to kick in. And as soon as your skin is exposed, your skin automatically knows to start producing melanin. And that reaction in more fair skin can be redness, and an olive skin, a darker skin, it becomes darker. So melanocytes start to produce in reaction to sun exposure. And those melanocytes, that the skin naturally becoming darker, is your skin's way of creating a barrier, protecting itself from the environment. So what you consider a tan is actually your skin's way of protecting itself from harmful UVA and UVB rays. So this is tyrosinase. Now, what happens over time is that your skin becomes damaged, because even though you're wearing sunscreen, sunblock, you're not wearing it all the time, or perhaps it was like past damage. Well, that starts to reveal itself, and it reveals itself in the way of a dark spot. So where you have damaged pockets underlying in the skin, those particular areas of the skin are going to start to overproduce melanin. Doesn't know when to stop. So those pockets just become darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. Okay, and that's why those particular pockets become darker. They're damaged areas of the skin that don't know when to stop producing melanin. Okay, so we need to somehow control that. We need to somehow stop or manage the way your skin is producing melanin in those damaged areas of the skin. Okay, now, do we always know? Is it always obvious where the damage is? No. Yeah, in some cases you can see it, because you can actually see there's a spot. You can actually see the dark spot, the acne scar, the darkness as a result of past acne damage, or the spot as a result of overexposure to sun over time. Sometimes you can spot them, but sometimes they're just laying beneath the surface of the skin, and all it takes is like one exposure or one overexposure to sun, and boom, you have an explosion of spots, brown spots on the surface of the skin. And of course, some people are more prone to them than others, but what's important is to try and inhibit this reaction on the skin. And you can do that with sunscreen, absolutely, very, very important. But you can also do it with Rumex. And Rumex is a powerful tyrosinase inhibitor that comes from a plant born or raised or grown in the northern Canadian prairies. So for those of you joining us from the prairies, Congratulations. This is another reason to be proud of this beautiful brand. The key ingredient that we use to inhibit tyrosinase, or this reaction to the sun, is Rumex, and it comes from the prairies. And how does it compare to, let's say, some of the other ingredients that are typically used in the industry to help inhibit tyrosinase? Turmeric is one of the ones you're probably familiar with, because there are brands now that use turmeric to help inhibit this reaction on the skin. Hydroquinone, which is the one I mentioned earlier, which is now banned for use in Canada. And then Tyrostat, which is the clinical term for Rumex, which is what we're using. And you can see on my little graph here how much more effective only 1% of Tyrostat is compared to 2% of turmeric or hydroquinone, for example. And the other one, Arbutin, doesn't even compare, because you need 3%, and the result is minuscule. So we know that the most natural way to protect the skin from tyrosinase is Rumex extract. And we have this ingredient in all 4 of our anti-spot products. So it's the most natural and most effective way to inhibit the production of age spots, sunspots, and acne scarring on the skin. And so we have 4 different ways that you can introduce it to the skin. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, why do you have 4 products? Why can't you just have one that has the ingredient, and you can basically recommend it to everybody? Because everybody's concerns are different. Most people have multiple concerns that you're addressing, and they want to incorporate the active in a different way. So we have to offer alternatives based on your consumers' concerns. If they have multiple concerns. So for example, I love my Collagenolique at night. I use my ceramide, 5-ceramide in the morning, but I do have some concerns with spots. So what do? So I'll incorporate the serum in my skincare regime, and I'll put it on underneath my my Collagenolique, for example. Okay, and that's how I get my fix. That's how I get my anti-spot fix. Some people may decide that they want to target the spots. They need a day cream, but I have spots as my main concern. Well, then you can make a recommendation for one of our day creams that has the Rumex, plus it has sunscreen, plus it has glycolic acid. So you can recommend a day product that will target the spot. And if they're not using a night cream and their main concern is spots, you can recommend a night as well. And if they're not using a serum, you can incorporate a serum. So it gives us a little more versatility when it comes to getting the treatment into a consumer's already existing skincare regime. Because you can't assume that somebody with spot concerns doesn't have an existing skincare regime. Okay, so that's why we have 4 different products. The other reason we have 4 different products is that they didn't all launch at the same time. So we launched one, then we thought, okay, you know what? Let's launch a night cream now. Okay, let's launch a serum now. So they all launched at different times. So there's 4 different products, but each of them complements the other. So they're not the same. Yes, they have Rumex in them, but they all have different ingredients. So these are the anti-spot ingredients that we're using in addition to Rumex. We have glycolic acid, which I already mentioned is amazing for exfoliating. So we need to break down those dark spots. So you need glycolic acid in there. Again, you can start at a 4%, but our anti-spot products go as high as an 8%. Okay, so exfoliation, the removal of pigmented cells is very important. Number 3, you heard me talk about vitamin C in part 1, pure vitamin C, very, very good for spot treatment because it's such a powerful antioxidant. But within these formulations, we wanted to make it very easy to layer. So we're using an ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a derivative of vitamin C. So it's not the purest form. It becomes a pure form of vitamin C when it is transformed in the skin. So this is a stable vitamin. It's not like the pure vitamin C, which is unstable. We talked about that in part 1. This is a stable vitamin, make it very easy to incorporate into a formula and layered with other formulas. Very powerful antioxidant. Then we have ActiWhite. Again, I just want to reiterate that these ingredients are not in all the products. Okay, I'm going to show you afterwards which products contain which ingredients. But these are the anti-spot ingredients that you heard me present to you earlier. So we also use ActiWhite. ActiWhite is a complex composed of pea extract, and it inhibits tyrosinase activity. So it basically helps to support the Rumex ingredient. And then we have a Cinerlite, which is another complex composed of vegetal extracts, kiwi water, Sephora gustifolia, which helps to also inhibit tyrosinase activity. So they all inhibit tyrosinase activity, but they're all different ingredients. Okay, so obviously using all of them synergistically will give you maximum results, but you don't need to feel like, oh, if I don't use all of them, I'm missing out. Okay, you can still incorporate 1 or 2 of the products into your existing skincare regime without feeling like you're not getting the same benefits. So for daytime, we have 2 formulas. We have the Radiance Cream SPF 30, which is this one, not to be mixed up with this one. So you'll see that even the packaging looks a little different. This one has a little bit more yellow on it, and this one is completely white. Sorry, I'll push it back a little more so you can see. So this is the one we're talking about. This is the Radiance Cream. This one has 4% glycolic acid in it, so 4% AHA. And again, don't worry if you don't remember, it's written on the actual tester, but it's also written on top of the box. It says 4%. In addition, it has the Rumex. It's got the vitamin C in it and SPF 30. Very, very nice product to start your day. I love this product. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful moisturizer. I call it the breakfast cocktail because it's got a little bit of everything. You know, it's got your Rumex, you got protection against tyrosinase, it's got glycolic, 4%, so it's mild, a great way to introduce consumers to a very gentle form of glycolic acid. And it's got a little bit of vitamin C, but it's a derivative of. So it's not the purest form, but it still, when it goes in there, it gets to work and it helps to protect against the environment. And then it's got the SPF 30 broad spectrum protection, which is amazing. Then we have the UV Anti-Spot Lightening Cream, also has a 4%. I do want to mention that these 2 products, the testers look completely different, okay? But the boxes look exactly the same. So unless you pick up the box and actually read it, be careful not to mix them up, okay? One is Radiance Cream, the other one is Anti-Spot Lightening Cream, okay? They are side by side on the planogram. Don't mix them up, okay? Now, what's the difference between the 2? Yes, both are daytime products, but this one has a UV protection of SPF 15. It's the equivalent of SPF 15. It's not marked anywhere on the packaging because it came before this one. It's got a lot of followers. People love using this product. They absolutely love it. And for us to start printing SPF 15, we have to re-register. Then it's like a waiting game, could take 2 to 3 years. And we can't afford to do that. It's one of our top sellers the way it is. So we feel we're not losing out on not having the SPF 15 on there, because the people who started using this before this love it and use it. They love the hydration they get from it. They love the protection they get from it. And they love the results on spots. So we're not going to change it. That's the way it looks. My recommendation would be do the 30. Most people are looking for higher sunscreens these days, broad spectrum protection. This one's wonderful because it's got the 4% like this, but it's got the SPF 30 and it's got vitamin C in it. Okay, whereas you can see on my little chart here, there's no vitamin C in this one. Okay. For nighttime, we have our anti-spot night care, 8% glycolic acid, plus it's got the Cinerlite, which is the Sephora Augustifolia, and I believe it was the kiwi extract. So it's got additional ingredients there that help prepare the skin for your morning routine. So using something like this at night is helping the skin repair from the damage of the sun exposure from the day before. It's super, super hydrating. It's such a beautiful texture. It's a nice, rich, hydrating cream, forms a beautiful barrier on the skin, and it's got that 8% glycolic. So if you're, apprehensive about using glycolic acid in the day, but you're okay with using an 8%, even though you might get a little bit of a tingle, you're going to bed and it's doing its job. So you might be somebody, or your consumer might be somebody who prefers using their glycolic acids at night. And this has an 8%. By the way, our anti-spot night care is one of our top selling SKUs, usually in our top 3. Does very, very well, because a lot of times consumers want to target the spots, but they're already committed to a daytime regime. A lot of consumers aren't as loyal to their nighttime regime, so they're more likely to switch or play around with their nighttime regime. It does so well, does so well. And then of course we have our anti-spot brightening serum, which has, again, the highest concentration of the Rumex, plus it's got vitamin C in it, and it's got ActiWhite. So you've got 2 additional ingredients with the Rumex to help target tyrosinase and break down those spots, but doesn't contain glycolic. So if somebody is looking for spot treatment, but they don't want glycolic in their skincare regime, then you can recommend the serum. It's an option. Okay, so that is our anti-spot family. We've got 4 wonderful products to choose from. You don't have to use them all together, but you can easily incorporate them into an existing skincare regime. Spots are concerned. Then we have our anti-wrinkle and other signs of aging products. So I already showed you one of them. It's this wonderful little product right here. So I want to explain to you the difference between the pump and the jar. It's so obvious. Both the pump and the jar have 8% glycolic. So they both have the 8% glycolic, but the pump has an SPF 30 and the jar has an SPF 15. The other obvious difference is the packaging. Some people like pumps, some people like jars. Okay, so it really depends, again, on the conversation that you have with your consumer. If your consumer's main concern is lines and wrinkles, this is a wonderful franchise to recommend to them. Okay, and this would be their daytime selection. Okay, again, why? Why this one and not the Radiance Cream that we just talked about? Because this is a consumer that doesn't have spots. Spots are not a concern for her, but she wants something to prevent her skin from aging. She wants sunscreen, and they're looking for glycolic acid, higher concentrations of glycolic acid to help break down the lines, to help bring more radiance to the complexion. That's the consumer who would buy this franchise. Okay, who would invest in this. Broad spectrum protection, hydration, vitamin E, and panthenol. So just a very simple cocktail of ingredients: glycolic, broad spectrum sun protection, vitamin E, panthenol. Hydration, exfoliation, protection. Okay, it's a nice, easy introduction to the brand. And these are actually the first products that we launched at Reversa. They're the very first. They're the pioneers, because they represent our whole philosophy. The reason Reversa is called Reversa is because we believe that with 2 ingredients, you can reverse, when we first launched, which was 30 years ago. And for those of you who missed it, we are celebrating 30 years of Reversa this year. 2024 is 30 years of Reversa. But this is how we got our start. The philosophy was, and the reason we're called Reversa, is because we believe that you can reverse signs of aging by incorporating broad spectrum sun protection into your skincare regime and glycolic acid, which is the definition of these products, which I just presented to you, the anti-wrinkle franchise. Sun protection, SPF 30, SPF 15, and 8% glycolic acid. Okay. Then we also have the eye. The eye. There's not very many eye products on the market that have glycolic acid and 4% glycolic, so gentle, and sunscreen, SPF 15. Don't forget it's there. It's such an easy add-on, such an easy sale, because especially when people are looking for sunscreens, you're always telling them, don't get it in your eyes. Don't get it in your eyes because it'll burn. Yeah, of course, you don't want to get sunscreen in your eyes. This is safe for around the eyes. And the eyes are so fragile, right? They're so much thinner than the skin of your face. So we need to protect it. So the anti-wrinkle eye contour has the SPF 15. It has a 4% glycolic to help break down those lines and wrinkles. Plus it's got the vitamin E and panthenol for moisture. It's beautiful, beautiful product. Okay, easy add-on. Then we have our corrective night care. So typically, I mean, if I was selling Reversa in any of your stores and a consumer is already using our anti-wrinkle system, my mind would go to corrective night, because traditionally they kind of created a nice little family here. The corrective night targets lines and wrinkles as well. So it's an anti-wrinkle night cream, because it has that ingredient called matrixyl synth 6. It works on the matrix of the skin. It works on the 6 major constituents of the skin, which I'm going to reveal here. So matrixyl synth 6 is a powerful lipopeptide filler. It's almost like Botox for the skin. It stimulates the synthesis of the 6 major structural constituents of the skin, helping the skin look more youthful. And you can see from my little screen here the impact that it makes after only 2 months of use. Look at the forehead, lines and wrinkles appear less visible. Look at around the eyes. Look at also the redness is gone. The skin looks more hydrated. It's quite amazing. Look at the depth of the wrinkles on the forehead, even in between here. And again, just a reminder, if you missed the first part of our training, this amazing ingredient is also in Collagenique. So again, it's designed to provide a simple, non-invasive solution to the problem of skin aging. It provides visible, proven filling and anti-wrinkle effects on the epidermis, the dermal epidermal junction, and the dermis. And it helps to boost those 6 building essentials in the skin: collagen, hyaluronic acid, fibronectin, and laminin 5. Okay, fantastic formula, feels amazing on the skin, super hydrating, wonderful night cream for the consumer looking to target those wrinkles, especially because of this a wonderful little ingredient. So let's get into our acne line now. So we have a wonderful line of 5 products that is targeting acne. Some of our top sellers in here, specifically our purifying cleansing gel, does very well. Again, usually either 1, 2, or 3 position in top selling SKUs at Reversa. Also, I have a testimonial here of a before and after an influencer who'd been using the line for several months and saw dramatic improvements in the skin. And we hear these stories all the time. of how people use the line and benefit from it. So we're going to break down each product, that we're going to make recommendations on how you can actually present them to your client, and how they benefit, how each of them benefits the skin, just so you have a clear understanding of who you should recommend what to and how. So the first one is the cleanser. The Acnex Purifying Cleanser is fabulous. It contains 2% salicylic acid. The salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid. The difference between a beta and an alpha is that the alpha is an exfoliator and beta is a cleaner. It kind of gets in there and scoops away, breaks down all of the stuff that gets trapped in the pores. So this is an essential ingredient for people who are more prone to breakout. But even if you have like a normal combination skin, have a tendency of being a little bit more sebaceous in the T-zone, more prone to like blackheads in the T-zone. So you can have like a normal combination skin as well. You could use this formula too. You don't have to have acne to use it. Okay. Amongst the ingredients, it also contains witch hazel extract, which we know acts as a soothing agent, but it also acts as an astringent. It helps to tighten pores. And then we have zinc PCA, which is a sebum regulator. So it actually helps minimize the amount of oil that is released on the surface of the skin. So you're less oily, less of the sebaceous secretion on the skin. And you know, sebum is very sticky. You know, for those of you who are out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very tacky, sticky oil on the surface of the skin, and it attracts dust, dirt, bacteria, pollutants, free radicals. And it's so important to make sure that you're properly cleansing the skin at the end of the day so that you don't get the congestion, you don't get the clogged pores, the whiteheads, the blackheads. That's our ultimate goal, okay, with this product. It can be used alone or in combination with prescription drug for clear, healthier skin. We know that a lot of consumers who are reaching out for this type of product are probably taking a prescription medication for acne as well. And our cleanser is suitable because it's non-drying. And somebody who's taking something like Accutane, for example, one of the things they'll tell you is how tight and dehydrated and dry the skin has become. And the last thing they need is a cleanser that is soapy or fragranced, that's going to contribute to the dryness and the tightness. This is beautiful. It doesn't leave any of that on the skin, okay, because it's soap-free. So skin benefits, it's soap-free and alcohol-free as well, which is very important because alcohol can be very drying on the skin. It dries, helps clear up acne pimples, unclogs, tightens pores, reduces shine, helps to heal lesions and soothe the skin, and prevents new acne pimples from forming as well. Okay, great cleanser for oily, acne-prone, and normal combination skin. Then we have our purifying solution. This multi-action treatment unclogs and tightens pores. It's almost like a toner. You know, when you look at it, it looks like it could be a toner. We don't call it toner because it's more of a treatment. But when you look at it, you think, oh, toner. If that's an easier way for you to describe it to your consumer, that's perfectly fine. But as long as they understand that it's more of a treatment, it's a solution that helps to heal the skin. To ensure the performance of the solution, we added a 2% salicylic acid, which is, I know it sounds low, but 2% is actually high. It's on the high scale for acne-prone skin. And it's 2% is a very effective concentration of salicylic acid that we feel is effective and that won't cause a reaction on the skin for most consumers. With the purifying solution, though, we added a 10% glycolic acid. Now, you'll remember that earlier I suggested that if you've never used glycolic acid before, you should start with a 4%, move on to an 8%, and then go to 10%. Be very careful how you recommend this purifying solution to your consumer, because if they're acne prone, Skin is raw, skin is sore, skin is red, it's irritated, it's dry. And now you're recommending this purifying solution. It's 10% glycolic acid. That's very, very strong. So my suggestion would be, well, you know, I'll save my suggestion till I tell you or make some recommendations on how to present the franchise to your consumers. So just right now, just take in all the information and remember what I'm telling you. Okay. Now, by the way, the concentrations and percentages of these actives is written right on the packaging. So if you ever forget, all you have to do is lift the package. It's written right there. Nothing is hidden. Okay. So don't worry if you forget the percentages. You can just read the bottle. It's all written there. Okay. So again, reminder, salicylic acid is there to penetrate the pores, fight acne, pimples, cleaning. It's a cleaner. Glycolic acid is there to help exfoliate, to break down all of the buildup, the thickness of the stratum corneum, the break down the acne scarring. That's basically what it's there for. The formulation also contains an astringent, soothing, and anti-irritant ingredient that helps to promote optimal skin tolerance. The benefits suitable for adults and teenagers struggling with acne. That includes breakouts, pimples. It helps to unclog and tighten dilated pores, dries and helps eliminate pimples and acne marks, restores healthy looking and luminous skin, and it's a practical anti-contamination pump bottle, which is easy to use and not wasteful. Okay. Then we have our targeted blemish treatment, 90% ingredients of natural origin. This targeted treatment is like a pimple blaster. It contains 2% salicylic acid. It's one of those products that even though you may not be acne prone or get very many pimples, we all do. Even me in my 50s, I get the occasional breakout, and this just helps zap it away. Prevents it from getting inflamed, it prevents it from getting red and irritated, and it prevents it from becoming worse. Because you know, after if you're a squeezer, you know, pimple popper, it usually flares up and becomes all swelled up. This is the kind of product on the onset. As soon as you see it, put it on there, kills it, zaps it right out. So 2% salicylic acid to penetrate deeply into the pore, loosen any dead skin cells and debris, unclog. It dries up the pimple, helps to prevent it from forming. Then we have spirulina in here, which is chlorophyll. Now, for those of you who are on TikTok, you probably have seen the chlorophyll cleanse. You can ingest chlorophyll. It comes in like concentrated form and you dilute it in water. It's very good for the body. It's a powerful antioxidant, antibacterial, great for gut health. Some people take it to lose weight. So if you're interested in that, do some more research. But we use it because it helps to heal the skin and it helps to minimize sebum production. And because it's antibacterial. So you put it on and you know that it's not going to flare up. It's not going to get worse. The other wonderful ingredient that's in this product is Centella asiatica extract. Probably means nothing to you, but tiger grass probably sounds more familiar. Tiger grass is a very effective ingredient because it's used commonly in our industry to help soothe irritated skin. It helps to reduce redness. It restores the skin's balance while promoting healing. The reason it's called tiger grass is because in their habitat, tigers often fight. They get into battles with other animals, and when they're wounded, they roll in tiger grass or Centella asiatica. They're tall, leafy plants, and they just roll in it because that's where they find comfort. So it's instant, and that's why it's called tiger grass, because tigers are known to roll in this grass to help soothe their wounds after they've had a fight or they were attacked by another animal. So a fabulous little ingredient. And then we have witch hazel extract, which we already talked about, acts as an astringent. helps tighten pores and soothes irritation. And then we have pineapple extract, which is very rich in bromelain, and it helps to soothe and reduce acne marks as well. Okay, so all these wonderful ingredients packed into this tiny little tube. So you'll see this tiny little tube sitting on the shelf and probably disregard it, but don't. This is something that is like SOS for the skin. It's a product that I think everybody should have in their little 911 or medicine box, because you never know when you're going to get that little pimple, and you want to be prepared. Also, we have the balancing fluid, which has grown in popularity. So this can actually be used as a moisturizer. It's 95% ingredients of natural origin. It has 4% niacinamide in it, which we know targets age spots and sunspots and acne scars. It helps to regenerate the epidermis. It improves the skin tone, reduces dryness and irritation, while providing anti-aging and antibacterial benefits. Also contains the chlorophyll, which we just talked about. It contains the Centella asiatica extract, but this one also contains dragon fruit extract. Dragon fruit is a superfruit. It helps to reinforce skin's natural protection. It's a very, very powerful antioxidant, and it's great to help rebuild weakened microbiota, which is very common in acne-prone skin. Also contains hyaluronic acid, hence you can use it as a moisturizer. And we have our Acnex Mattifying Moisturizer, anti-blemish for oily acne-prone skin. The difference between this, the balancing fluid, and the mattifying moisturizer, the main difference is that this is mattifying. So it helps to control sebum production on the surface of the skin. I would recommend this product for daytime, because that's when you should be most worried of excess oil being secreted on the surface of the skin. You want to control it because, you know, all that extra oil makes your makeup look funny, changes the foundation color. It basically renders your skin more susceptible to breakout because it absorbs all of that excess bacteria and dust, and pollutants from the air. So keeping the skin mattified with something like this is going to help to minimize the likelihood of a breakout, but still effectively hydrating the skin. So it does moisturize the skin as well. It also contains low levels of glycolic acid and salicylic acid. So if your consumer has never used glycolic acid or salicylic acid, this would be a good moisturizer to start her on for daytime. Especially if you're introducing them to glycolic and salicylic acid for the first time, okay? Because it's a low level, 2% and 1%. So beauty routine recommendation: cleanse, treat, target, repair, hydrate. You don't have to use all 5. In fact, here's what I recommend. Have a conversation with this very sensitive consumer. I mean, I've been in stores where I've seen consumers come in crying for help, like literally crying for help when it comes to acne. And we would prefer that you start the consumer off realistically with 1 or 2 of these products. Recommend the regime, and maybe they'll even buy what you recommend, but how they go home and use it is very important, okay? So cleansing is pretty straightforward. Somebody with acne or oily skin or normal combination skin can easily buy the cleanser. No problems, no worries. Great way to start. Morning, night. This is where it gets a little more complicated. The number 3, the target, you can use that, have it in your arsenal 1 to 3 times a day. If you see blemishes creeping up, maybe you see a little cluster, use it 1 to 3 times a day, or use it as needed. Okay, so 1 is straightforward, 3 is straightforward. You need a moisturizer, so you have to choose between the Acnex Balancing Fluid or the Acnex Mattifying Moisturizer. If there's not a lot of oil on the skin, but you do get the occasional breakout, go with number 4, the repairing. But if you have excess oil, go with the mattifying moisturizer in the day. What you can also do is recommend the mattifying moisturizer in the day and the balancing fluid at night. Okay, and then that leaves us with the Acnex purifying solution, which I would recommend you start with once a week, just until the skin gets used to it, and do it at night. Then do it twice a week and maybe alternate days. So instead of doing 2 nights in a row, do it one night yes, one night no. One night yes, one night no. So alternating just until the skin gets accustomed to the high concentration of glycolic acid and salicylic acid. And I'd also recommend with that product, because it's fantastic, but because it's so active, I'd recommend doing a patch test first as well. Okay, so that would be my recommendation. And by the way, the Acnex purifying solution, you don't have to have acne prone skin to use it. If you want, maybe you have an oily T-zone, you want the salicylic 2%, you also want exfoliation, you want brighter skin, maybe again to target that area, you can use this in targeted areas as well. Okay, and you don't have to have acne necessarily to use it. Maybe you just have some congestion in the T-zone. Okay, so it's very versatile. The Antioxidant Booster Serum, Active Antioxidant Complex. If you're looking for a very powerful antioxidant, and by the way, this is not a product that people will come asking for. But once you've discovered it, it's one of those, if you know products. It is stunning. It is so beautiful, smells so amazing, and it reveals the most luminous, healthy skin after you've used it 2 or 3 times in a row. It's beautiful. It has the best antioxidant form of green tea available. The purest form of green tea is in here. You know, green tea is a very powerful antioxidant. People drink it. They know how amazing it is for the body. It's in here. It's called Tivigo. It's the purest form of green tea extract, potent antioxidant from the family of polyphenols, which you all know comes from plants, primarily like red peppers, tomatoes, beets, things that have like a high concentration of pigment in them, natural pigments. Those are the polyphenols. Green tea, for example, considered one of the main elements responsible for health benefits of green tea. Also contains vitamin E. What do we know about vitamin E? It heals the skin. It protects the skin. So we have vitamin E in there. And then we have B-glucan, which is a complex carbohydrate that is isolated from the cell wall of baker's yeast. But you've probably heard about yeast extract being a very powerful way of protecting the skin from free radicals and oxidative stress. So this is another defense mechanism. So this product is basically designed to protect you from free radicals. So wonderful, I would probably say, great sort of add-on. You know, you have a consumer who's interested in learning more about the brand. She's kind of open to trying new things. Once they use this, they're hooked. It's beautiful. And I have my little apple demonstration there so that you can see how oxidative stress ages the surface of anything it touches. And this is just this is the apple. You've seen how oxidative stress can brown an apple. Well, it does the same to the skin, sadly. So this is going to help to protect it. And you can see where we applied the antioxidant booster serum, because it's not affected by the free radicals that are constantly affecting or are eating away at the surface of our skin. Okay, beautiful product. The multitasking care. Now, this one here, I could probably spend an hour talking about this product, but I don't have that time. So I'm going to try and make it very, very short and sweet for you. It's a product that is very underestimated at Reversa. It's one of our best kept secrets, but sadly, we lose sight of it. We forget about it. There's one key ingredient in this product called teprenone. And teprenone is an anti-aging active ingredient that targets all signs of aging. So for the consumer who's looking for one product that does a little bit of everything, this can be your go-to. You can use it on your eyes, you can use it on your face, you can use it on your neck and on your décolleté. Now, teprenone is an ingredient that stabilizes telomeres. Telomeres are responsible for how our cells reproduce and if they reproduce. So I sort of backtrack here. If you want to learn more about telomeres, by the way, there's a wonderful book called The Telomere Effect. If you want to learn about telomeres, because telomeres basically control how we age. And the more stabilized the telomeres are, the slower you'll age. So you want to learn how to stabilize telomeres. And there's a book that won a Nobel Prize written by a woman. I forget what her name is, but if you Google telomere effect, you can learn all about it. But telomeres are like, we have telomeres all over our bodies. And there are ways of stabilizing those telomeres so that you actually age slower and age much more gracefully. And that, not just the skin, I'm talking about the whole body and how the whole body works. So it's very, very interesting book. It's called The Telomere Effect. Anyway, that's what we're looking to do with teprenone. So telomeres are the end caps of your chromosomes. Okay, so if you look at my little diagram there, they're there in purple there, I circled them. Think of them as the caps or the plastic wrap around the ends of your shoelaces. When those plastic wraps wear down, the shoelace becomes unraveled and you can't use them anymore. They get old, they get fringy, and goodbye, Charlie. Your shoelaces are done for. Same thing happens with your chromosome. So those end caps, those telomeres, are there to help stabilize the chromosome. Now what happens is every time your cells divide, those telomeres become weaker, shorter, smaller, until they break down. And that's when the cell stops dividing. And that's basically when the cell dies. And we're talking basal cells. We're talking about the cells that are responsible for reproduction, because not all your cells reproduce. Not all your cells divide. The basal cells divide. They're the mother cells. They give birth to new cells. So that's basically what we're targeting here. And when your basal cells stop dividing, you're not producing any more cells. And that's basically how we age. So when you're not producing any more collagen cells, you're not producing any more fibroelastin, you're not producing any more hyaluronic acid, that's basically how we start to age. So the goal is to stabilize the telomeres. And when you stabilize the telomeres, the chromosome doesn't unravel and your cells are able to reproduce more times. Okay, they're not going to break down as quickly. They're not going to unravel as quickly. So it's almost like reinforcing those little plastic caps on your shoelaces will help prevent the shoelaces from breaking down. Okay, and that's what teprenone does. It stabilizes the telomere. It reinforces the telomere, preventing your skin from aging. I'm telling you, I can go on, but I am running out of time, so I have to move on. Great product. If you're looking for a multitasker, an all-in-one, something that you can use on the face, the eyes, the neck, the décolleté, that targets everything, multitasking care. Okay. We also have two amazing cleansers, our 3-in-1 cleanser, which is again one of our top sellers, pH Balance. If your customer is looking for something that they can use around the eyes without any kind of irritation or stinging, both of these cleansers are fantastic. The cleansing micellar solution is not discontinued. We had to remove it from the planogram because we don't have room. So if your consumer is looking for the cleansing micellar solution, you can order it for her. It's still available online, so you can order it for your consumer. It's absolutely available. Okay, two fabulous very gentle cleansers. The micellar cleansing solution, by the way, is fantastic for people who have artificial lashes that don't want to see the lash glue break down. This is gentle enough and it doesn't break down lash glue. Okay, beautiful cleansers. And then if you're just looking for a really good exfoliator, you don't have any concerns, you just want to maintain brighter skin, you want to target lines and wrinkles occasionally, you can kind of incorporate this into your skincare regime. Again, a wonderful add-on. It's a wonderful way to link. You know, you're selling Collagenique to a consumer, you're selling her a ceramide cream. Do you exfoliate? Consumer says no, or occasionally, or I don't really like exfoliation. Exfoliating is so important. Try this. It's an exfoliating solution. It's more consistent than a granule. And it's wonderful. And you use it 2-3 times a week. That's it. It's an easy, easy way to link. Build your sales. And then last but not least, I know I 5 more minutes. I promise I can go on forever. I apologize. But all I need is 5 more minutes. I really only want to review 2 products with you. The Resurfacing Smoothing Cream with the 10% glycolic and the 10% Skin Smoothing Body Lotion. So this is for a consumer, we'll start with the face. This is for a consumer who loves her glycolic. She's used 8, I want it all. I want 10 for my skin. My skin is tolerant, I love it. I love what it does. I get brightness, I look younger. Remember that glycolic acid at higher percentages, when you're using it regularly, does help stimulate collagen production as well. And it helps minimize dramatically lines, wrinkles, age spots, sunspots, acne scars. So if you can get to that 10% level, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful moisturizer. And we actually recommend you can use this at nighttime as well. Okay, like as your night care. Okay. In addition to having that 10% glycolic though, we added fragmented hyaluronic acid, and it's got aloe vera, which is a very nice ingredient to have in a product that contains a 10% glycolic, because you know aloe vera is very calming, very soothing. Beautiful moisturizer. And then for nighttime, 10 reasons to love our body lotion. If you don't know about it, 10% glycolic acid, 24-hour hydration, fast absorbing, unisex, doesn't have any smell, so it doesn't counteract or interfere with your favorite fragrance. It prevents ingrown hairs, extends pedicures, manicures, smooths heels, elbows, and knees, which you usually get really crusty and dry. Ideal for treating bumpy skin, also known as keratosis pilaris or KP. Great to prep the skin before self-tanning, 100% free of paraben oil and perfume. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. If you haven't discovered this, please run, don't walk. I feel especially in the winter, we neglect our bodies. You put some of this on and your skin is like butter. It's beautiful, okay? So fabulous products. So just to recap, we do have expectations. You know, we invest a lot in training. We provide you with all this wonderful training. We provide you with gratis so that you can try the product and see for yourselves how amazing this line is. But we also, in return, expect support, continued support. Sell the brand. Put your knowledge to the test right away. You've learned so much today in the last hour or 2 hours. Sell more Reversa. It's such a beautiful Canadian brand, vegan, cruelty-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free. Recommend more Reversa. Increase Reversa sales, recruit new Reversa customers, and never stop learning about the brand. We like to re-motivate you, re-inject you with more information every month. So if you're interested in learning more, go on Eventbrite. All of the trainings from now until June are listed there, and we have different topics every month. Okay, so you've just done the brand training, you want to learn more. I believe we're doing a training next month on actives. So if you want a refresher on what vitamin C does, what vitamin B does, what retinol does, We're going to be doing a training on that. And then in March, we'll be talking about our new launch, our new and exciting launch. Plus, we've got this virtual training manual. If you scan the QR code there, you'll see that, you can learn more about the brand. Okay, so keyword Reversa, and sell more. And then just sort of to leave you just with the idea that line drives are amazing opportunities for you to recruit new users. Recruiting new users is so important to our brand because we know that we don't get a lot of Reversa returns. In fact, barely returns. That tells us that the people who are buying it love it and they come back and buy more. So there's a lot of loyalty to the brand, but it's important that we continue to recruit new consumers. So please, when there's a line drive, especially because oftentimes when we are on 20% or 25% off, we're cheaper than mass brands. So it's a great opportunity for you to introduce the mass brand consumer to a new world of derm, to a Canadian brand that offers these wonderful active ingredients that really do make the difference. Okay.